Okay.
Alright. Welcome to our class. Sorry. Third lesson, third time?
Yeah.
Alright, third time. We're going to be talking about Genesis chapter 6, 13 through 9, 29. And for the first part, I want you guys to read aloud Genesis chapter 6, verse 13 through 16. And we choose Lindsay, Romina, Carla, and Hayu.
Genesis what? You read, so Lindsay read 13, Romina read 14, Carla read 15, and you read 16.
I read
Of what chapter? Of what
Genesis?
Genesis chapter 6.
book? Oh, okay. I'm reading 13.
Mm-hmm.
And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch in it within and without with pitch.
Alright, before Carly continue on, the phrase pitch it means to cover the ark with a tar-like substance to seal it and make it waterproof before you go on. Alright, just have to say that.
Okay, 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, and breadth of 15 cubits, and the height of 13 cubits. That's all.
A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above, and the color of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it.
Alright. So, from reading that, what were the specific instructions God gave to Noah?
Specific lengths. He was supposed to make it.
Yeah, that's right.
Make an ark.
Yeah,
No.
that's basically it.
Just specific instructions, Romina.
He told him to make an ark with something about gopher wood.
Yeah, make it out of gopher.
Alright, that's one. Thank you, Christian. Kidding. I actually helped you in one, the tar-like thing, to make it waterproof. Alright, don't say anything, Romina.
Okay. So the size of the ark, a cubit was a unit of measurement used by the Hebrews in biblical times, and the measurement is based on the distance between an adult's elbow and the tip of the longest finger. So it's a cubit is generally estimated to be between 18 and 22 inches. So it was about 450 feet long and 75 feet wide and 45 feet high.
Just to give you some perspective on that, a cruise ship right now is about 850 feet long. You ever been on a cruise ship? Like the Empire State Building is 330 feet high. So it's pretty.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It
big
seems
is
like it's a
bigger.
I know,
Feet
it's
on
on
the
here.
Yeah. The largest tree in the world is about 380 feet tall. So
Isn't
Really? I'm so dumb.
Should I just skip it? Okay, could you read Genesis 6, 17 through 19, and you read 20 through 22?
And behold, even I do bring the flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female.
Of fowls after their kind, and cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing on the earth after his kind. Two of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah according to all that God commanded him, so did he.
Okay, what challenges do you think Noah might have faced as he obeyed these instructions from the Lord? Then do you think it would be hard to get like 2 lions onto a boat with a bunch of other animals? That would be hard.
Or getting your wife to agree with it.
Yeah.
Also, think about the fact that he was building a boat out in the middle of not an ocean, like just the middle of
A forest.
regular.
How did he get into the
desert or
water?
something.
Yeah, I had
Well,
to do that.
there was a
Oh, it's
Top
the
line.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't have to. They brought the water.
I answered my own question.
That's fine.
I'm not dumb.
It's okay when she asked it, I asked it too.
All right, just.
Okay.
Take
Okay, George, will you read this quote by Spencer W. Kimball?
I like a tattoo.
As yet there was no evidence of rain or flood. His people mocked him and called him a fool. His preaching fell on the deaf ears. His warnings were considered irrational. There was no precedent. Never had it been known that a deluge could cover the earth. How foolish to build an ark on dry ground with the sun shining and life moving forward as usual.
Okay, what are some ways Noah demonstrated faith in the Lord?
Sometimes it's better to pick people and make them talk.
Christian.
I don't know.
How did he show confidence in God's word? By building an ark, right? By obeying him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like it says, people mocked him and thought he was a fool and stuff.
Okay, how would Noah be blessed by acting in faith to build the ark when there appeared to be no danger? Carla, what do you think?
Can you repeat the question?
How would Noah be blessed by acting in faith to build the ark when there appeared to be no danger?
How is he going to be blessed?
And alive, like
He would survive. Right?
yeah.
Lindsay, what else do you think?
I don't know. It's a very hard thing to think about.
Well, he would also, you'll read later that he received a covenant from the Lord, like God promised him blessings.
That's the next one.
Let's just keep.
You sure? People go right to that question.
Yeah. Okay, then we have this quote by Thomas S. Monson, which is right there.
Noah had the unwavering faith to follow God's commandments. May we ever do likewise. May we remember the wisdom of God's oft-times
appears as foolishness to men, but the greatest lesson we can learn in mortality is that when God speaks and we obey, we will always be right. Thompson Swanson.
Okay, now we're gonna give you a quiz. So
Quick, you calm down.
it's gonna sum up
The true or false.
Genesis 7.
Yep.
This is the true or false quiz. Lindsay, what do you think the first one is?
What's the first question?
It's wrong.
There were lions?
It's true or false.
True or false?
Where'd you get lions?
Can we do a second one?
Noah took 7 or so. This is false.
Yeah.
I thought it was asking me to name 7.
Wait, number 1? That number 1 is true.
No, didn't they do 2 by 2s?
Tell them
No,
after.
read Genesis
We'll tell
7.
them after Bishop.
Alright, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
You
Noah
said
took
false.
7 of something. It says 2 by 2.
My turn.
I know, but later on.
I had a feeling it would be
Whatever.
Alright, Romina.
Okay, Romina.
false. He was like 400. Right?
Hey, I changed mine to
You
true.
said
later.
false.
I don't like
Carla,
this.
what's number 3?
True? No?
No.
Can you read
No.
it so we can all
Oh, yeah,
know?
sure.
Oh.
Rain was the only source of water that the.
No, false. I think.
We need better markers.
Yeah,
I think the
Okay, the rain did not cease for 40 days. George.
The rain did not stop for 40 days.
I
True.
think that's. Never mind.
Very good.
8 people were saved on the ark.
False.
Hey,
False. True.
False.
True.
False what?
It's either true or false. So.
I could have never guessed that.
what did you say?
True.
True or false?
True, maybe false, possibly both, maybe.
Which one?
False.
False.
Just say false. I don't know.
And true.
I'm
Wait,
we
what
have
you
one.
do?
I think
What you do in the
Okay, we
book?
have
In the
one
book,
more.
you do like.
But we
But
couldn't
it's
put
a
it
really long one, so we did one. In addition to Noah's family and the animals on the ark, one other family also survived the flood by staying on top of a mountain. True or false?
Is that like an extra credit one?
No, we just
Yeah.
didn't have enough
Can you
space.
say that again?
Oh, okay.
Can you say
It's
that
really
again?
long too. In addition to Noah's family and the animals on the ark, one other family also survived the flood by staying on top of a mountain.
Well, that could be true, but
It
like,
could be true,
but
who knows about
it
that?
says that no one survived.
Well,
That everyone was
False.
so is it
Wait,
true or
that-
false?
False. I never read
Well,
about
according
that.
to the doctrine, it's false. But
I don't
you know,
Okay,
they could
I
have
don't
not
know.
have known, you know, about
Yeah.
some other family.
Question mark.
So.
Question. False.
Question mark.
It's false.
False.
It's false.
False.
It's false. Because
Okay.
we're all descendants.
Number
from-
one,
You guys
Lindsay, were you the one that answered number one?
No.
Yeah.
Could you please look up
No, I'm not.
Genesis 7?
I said true.
She
I
changed
said
it
It's
after,
fine,
after
just
being
look it
great.
up.
It's okay.
Look
Genesis
it up.
7 verse 2.
Can you read it? Are you on it?
I'm already on it.
Okay.
Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female.
What does it mean by clean?
So,
This is Spanish.
some of them he took 7, yeah.
Okay, so this one was wrong. Lindsay.
Well, I know that.
Do now.
Okay.
No,
number
I
two.
knew that right
Okay,
as I
Romina, did you
answered.
answer number 2?
Yeah, and I was right.
Okay, did you look up Genesis 7:6
There you go, Romina.
and then 11?
Genesis 7:6.
Yeah.
And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth.
You said 400.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so-
it was a guess. So.
It wasn't
Only
600.
200 years.
Yeah, it was only 200
No,
years
no, that was.
So that was right. It was right.
Right, yeah.
How are you gonna tell me?
It's just a joke. Alright, the next one.
Okay. Did you answer number 3?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Okay, could you look up Genesis 7:11?
That's my birthday.
Someone read it.
7-Eleven.
My birthday's 7/11.
Wait, 7?
That's
11.
Yeah.
July 11th.
In the 600
Yeah,
years
free
of
slushies
Noah's
on that
life,
day.
in the second month of the 7th day, the month of the same date, were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened.
So it wasn't just rain. The fountains of the great deep opened up.
You're right.
Yeah.
Carmen.
so
That's
this
probably
is
what
right.
flooded the most.
Yes.
Good job.
Who did number 4? Was that
That's
George.
George.
could
You
you
got it
look
right.
up Genesis 4:17?
No, 7.
Or no,
7.
Genesis 7:4, and then it has 17 also there.
Genesis 4.
No, Genesis chapter 7. Genesis chapter 7. Verse 4.
What about verse 12?
Verse 12 also says it.
It's shorter.
Verse 12.
For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth.
Yeah, so this one's right.
That's right.
Okay, 5, who did number 5?
Who?
Could you look up Genesis 7:7?
And Noah went in, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, into the ark because of the waters of the flood.
This one is wrong, right?
Yeah.
I said true.
No, that. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Somebody said false. So
He
we
said true, then he said false, then he said maybe. I don't know.
Well, it's a false.
He said false and then.
Yeah, I
We
said
just feel
false.
false though. Okay, for number 6, it's Genesis 7:19 through 20.
I got you, Tom. Oh, you got it?
I'll let you say a word about
It's kind of long though, and you guys are not hold on.
Genesis 7:19.
Okay, should we just sum that one then?
It's not that
Yeah.
long.
Verse 20 will answer that question though.
That is false. Okay, then you read 20.
15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered.
So nobody did. So this was. Right. Okay. You guys did okay on our quiz. Not 100%. Okay.
Lions.
Stop. That's mean.
Yeah.
Y'all are so mean.
They did say lions.
Yeah, okay, I'll read it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna
Lindsay, stop.
we're gonna summarize Genesis 8:1 through 9:7. And I'm going to explain to you that waters on the earth gradually receded and the ark rested upon the mountains of Ararat.
Oh, we're right, yeah.
This is, many believe that this site is in present-day Turkey. Noah sent out birds to determine how far the water level had lowered. When a dove returned with an olive leaf, Noah knew the waters had receded. After Noah and his family had been on the ark for about a year, God directed them to exit the ark. Noah offered animal sacrifices to the Lord, gave thanks, and asked the Lord not to again curse the ground any more for man's sake. The Lord commanded Noah and his family to multiply and replenish the earth, instructed them on how to treat living things, and commanded them not to shed man's blood. The prophet Joseph Smith's translation clarified these verses, showing that God will hold us accountable for how we treat the life of animals, and God's explicitly commanded Noah's family to preserve the life of other human beings, that man shall not shed the blood of man. Okay, can someone read Genesis 8 through 11?
Genesis 8.
No, Genesis 9, 8 through 11.
And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth.
Okay, what is a covenant that God made with Noah and his sons?
That he wouldn't do that again. And that they would be blessed.
Yeah, there's still like a lot of verses left.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
9:33,
alright.
so just
Part of the challenge is being able to teach the most important parts of it and knowing what your students need to learn about it.
so do we teach the most important part?
Whatever you think you have left that you should cover.
I think that was good. Yeah. Okay, in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Good job.